Does anyone have any idea where the idea of the fall comes from? The season, the fall? Because not a lot of people realize that way back in the day, thousands of years ago, they had 3 seasons. They believed there was spring, summer, and winter. Well, the idea of the fall is all tied into the idea of the Lion King. And why is the lion the king, right? Well, many people could look at this a couple of different ways. Some people look at it because the lion is the king of the jungle, blah, blah. Other people look at it because Leo the lion is a summertime constellation. And in the summertime, the lion is the king because he has risen and he's up in the sky and he's the king. Now, when we're entering winter, when we're leaving the summer, the lion is now falling because of his positioning in the sky. He is now falling, hence fall, where we get fall from. So that and it all goes, and they've been playing off of this. I mean, the elites, the movies, obviously, with the Lion King. You know, they've been playing off this forever. I mean, they still have the intro to MGM Studios and all these different movies with the lion roaring and all that. It's a play off of the zodiac, okay? The lion in the zodiac. That's what this is all about. All of the ancient cultures, they understood how long it took for an age to change. They understood that the zodiac, the constellations in the zodiac, are God's way of telling time. That is God's clock. And they knew it. And this is where we get all of our ideas from. Okay? So when you start to learn that, then you can start to go even further and dive even further. Why do churches and cathedrals have stained glass of the zodiac signs on them? If it's sacrilegious and if it's satanic to look at the stars and to learn about astrology and astronomy, why is that sacrilegious if the church themselves have tons of stained glass? I mean, they've been taking it out, but it's still all over the place. I find stained glass in my own areas where I work. There are churches and cathedrals in Holyoke, Massachusetts with stained glass with the zodiac signs on them. So we have to start understanding what's going on. We've been played. We've been played for a bunch of fools. And that's just a fact. Start to wake up. Start to learn what it's all about, okay? Start to understand what the Bible represents. There are so many stories in the Bible that talk about the coming of a new age. What do you think they're talking about? All right? What do you think they're talking about? A new age. They're talking about the new age in the sky. They're talking about the zodiac. All right? The word Mazzaroth, which is mentioned in Job 38:31, I believe, that word means zodiac. Okay? The word kingdom means zodiac. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. The word kingdom means zodiac. I don't know how many times in the Bible they're referencing the zodiac. All right? It's pretty significant because they do it quite a bit. In Luke 22:10, all right, Jesus sent John and Peter to go look for where they can have the Last Supper. And Jesus told them to look for the man carrying a water pitcher. Now, on so many levels, this is ridiculous. For one thing, men in ancient days did not carry pitchers of water. Women did. So he's not telling John and Peter to go look for a man walking around town carrying a pitcher of water. He's talking about the man carrying the pitcher of water. That is Aquarius. That's what the symbol for Aquarius is. Understand what he's talking about. The Bible is talking about the zodiac signs. They're talking about the coming and the changes of the ages. Moses was Aries. Jesus is Pisces. It's in the Bible. It's all over the place. Wake up. Start to understand what they're actually talking about. We're all being deceived. Why do you think the Pope's hat looks like 2 fish heads? It's all symbolism, and it's all the zodiac. The whole thing. We need to start waking up. Why do you think the Jewish people blow the ram's horn? It's because the ram is Aries. Moses represented Aries. I mean, come on. It's not that complicated. They overcomplicated it and lied to us. We need to wake up. Why do you think Moses has horns in so many depictions? The reason they give us is because when he came down from the mountain, the sun went through his hair and it made it look like horns. Oh, really? That's interesting. I mean, it really is interesting. Even if it is the sun shining through his hair, think about how symbolic that is. Because it's, again, referencing the sun, the S-U-N, which in Old Germanic, the sun in the sky was S-O-N. And they've changed that around. Or maybe it's because he represents Aries, the ram, because 4,000 years ago, we were in Aries when Moses came down from the mountain and threw the tablets down and gave us the 12 commandments, which literally is just a ripoff of an Egyptian story. Okay, the 12 commandments have already been done. It's an old story. Don't believe me, look it up. They're old stories. There was already a lawbreaker that came down off the mountain and smashed tablets. It's a retold story. Start to learn your Egyptian myth and your Greek myth, please, because you'll start to understand that we're just getting stories that have been told for thousands and thousands of years over and over again. And it's all about the sky. It's about the sky. It's always been about the sky. All right, there are 12 Olympian gods. Why 12? Because there are 12 zodiacal signs. There are 12 disciples of Jesus. Why 12? Because they are 12 zodiacal signs. There are 12 tribes of Israel, Isis, Ra, and El. You have the 12 stones on the breastplate of the high priest. You have the 12 brothers of Joseph. You have 12 jurors in a jury. Why do you think that? Why do you think the number 13 is unlucky? Because the 13th number would be the sun of God. So 13 would resemble God. So they have obviously flipped it and made it an unlucky, terrible number to the point where they don't put 13 floors in buildings. They won't even call it the 13th floor because of it. And what does it symbolize? The sun of God. Start to learn what symbolism is. Most people see this stick with a snake wrapping up it. They have no idea what it is, and it's in a lot of stuff. That's called a caduceus. What does that represent? Well, Hermes used to carry a caduceus because Hermes would guide you from this realm to the next. It is about ascension. The snake represents being on the physical realm and climbing up and ascending and going to the metaphysical realm, okay? The realm we cannot see. It exists, but we can't see it. We are in this plane of existence right now. This plane. In everything that we do, we manifest ourselves. Start to learn how it works. Don't be deceived by the people in control. Stop listening to their nonsense and start to read and start to learn. And I'm telling you right now, you will. The only thing preventing anyone from doing anything is information. They're receiving either bad information or they're not willing to accept good information. You got to start to use better judgment and figure it out. I love you all. And of course, I'll say it. Say it with me. This is for entertainment and satire.